Welcome back, everybody. In this video I'm going to go over our Swagman E-Spec 2-bike carrier and also the Swagman ramp and bridge. We got this a while ago, and it's for our 2 electric e-bikes, so it's really a nice setup. I looked around, searched the internet, and found a lot of good reviews on it, and I know a few people that are using the same bike rack and they like it. So I'll make sure in the description below this video I supply links to the products I used in this video. And also I installed additional tail lights on this travel trailer so that when I'm hauling the bikes, you're able to see my lights a lot better. Rather than just a lower light, I added additional upper lights. So I'll put a link to that video in the description below also. So we'll go in and take a closer look, and I'll show you these bikes, how they're attached here to the rack, and then I'll show you how I unload them and load them. So hopefully this video is helpful. Before we go in and take a closer look, I want to mention that when we transport these bikes, we take out the batteries to meet the requirements of this bike rack. So the bike rack is rated for 70-pound bikes. So there's 2 70-pound bikes, so it's rated for 140 pounds. So I'm going to go in close here and show you what I got. So I'll go in close on the box here so you can take a look. So there's the box that the bike rack comes in, and then the ramp and bridge, which is used to load the bikes. You're able to put the ramp here and then roll the bike up on it, and I'll show you how I do that. But first, let's go in here and I'm going to take a look at this bike rack. So what it does, it has for each tire, it has a strap that holds it down into this pocket like that. Same with that side, and then it holds 2 bikes really nice. It's good distance, so nothing will hit my rear window on this. They're locked down here. This bar here will swivel down so I can remove the bikes easily. So this bar goes in place. It locks up with this tab here, and then there's these hold downs here that hold down the bike. So you got it strapped down there and you got it locked in place here. What's nice about this too is you can lock the bikes in place on each one of these bars. So you can see down there the other locking device. So what we do is when we're camping, if we have the bikes on the rack or if we're transporting, we use a padlock that goes around all this and locks it all in place. I'm just going around. I want to show you what this looks like. This also has the option of folding up. So if you want to transport the rack on the back of this or in the back of a car or pickup, you're able to fold it up and down. So that's a pretty nice option there. I just want to show you good shots of this here, how it's strapped down in place. These same 2 keys are used to lock down this bike and the other bike. So you just put the key in, turn it, and it's locked into place, which makes it really nice. And like I showed you before, there's a key lock down below. Not a lot of racks have this option, so that's another thing that sold me on it. Along with this padded bar here that holds it down so nothing will get scratched. So the first thing I do, I go over to the strap here that holds this down. I push this lever, slide that up, slide the strap around like that. I just do 1 bike at a time. And I'll come over here and strap it like that, fold it out of the way, and then we'll move up above, and I'll show you how that works to undo the bike. Next, I want to raise this bar up here, so I just push this tab here, slide it up, and I'll set it out of the way. I usually just hang them down below, just like that. Now the bike is loose to take off. So I'm going to show you this bike. Rather than use a ramp, I'm going to lift it off and show you how easy it is. So now I unload it by hand. If you have two people, one person can grab here, one over here. I'm just going to grab it here and here, and this bike will lift right off. Just like that. So now I'll go ahead and show you how I do this one over here. So right now I'll show you how the ramp and bridge come apart here. They come together. This just pulls apart. These tabs are in there, so it comes apart. And then the ramp, you loosen these two bolts here, slide this out like that, and lock them in place. And now we'll go ahead and I'll show you how the ramp goes up on the end of the bike rack. So this is the easy part here. On the ramp, there's holes on each end of it, and there's a piece of rubber here. And I'll just slide this onto this, just like that. And now I'll step back and show you what it looks like on the ground. Here's the ramp extended out, and on the end down here is a piece of rubber on the end of the ramp that helps it grip so it doesn't slide around. So right now it's a nice angle to be able to load and unload your bike. Now we'll install the bridge. So this groove here sits in here, goes in just like that. And remember these tabs here? They'll just slide on top of the bar here and over on the other side, and it's ready to unload. So let's go ahead and do that. So now I'll remove these straps. Just like that, pull them out of the way. Same with the other one. Move it out of the way. And we'll come over here. I'll push this button to release it, to slide this off. Just like that. Set that over there. And then let's see, probably can't see this over here. Pull this tab here up. This arm will swing out of the way, so it makes it easy to hold it and unload it. So I'll move the camera back so you can see me unload it. So I have this bar up just to hold it in place while I walked away. Put it down just like that. I'm going to keep my hand on the brake up here just a little bit to make sure it doesn't get away from me. And I'm going to roll it back. You can see this tire traveling across the bridge. I'm going to hold the brake a little bit while I drop it down so it doesn't just take off on me. Just like that. Very easy. Now the bikes are unloaded. I'm going to take you in to show you what this bike rack looks like and the ramp assembly slid in place. So now you can kind of see how it looks. And then on the end is a piece of rubber that keeps this from sliding. So it locks in place. Then this back larger pocket is for the back tire. And then the smaller pockets for the front tire. And since I put the bikes in opposite directions, there's a big pocket, small pocket. And then you can see the bridge here. And this bridge, when I do the other bike, I'm able to just take and put it over here on this side. Another thing that's nice about this is this is pretty solid. I'm trying to move it. Nothing is moving here. A lot of bike racks, when you lift the bike up and down, it'll move here up and down. On this one, You go in here and you can see that bolt that goes through. It's threaded, so you thread it through with the 15/16 socket, tighten it up. On this side, it goes through, and then it has a locking mechanism there to lock it in place. Another thing I did here was I put a white mark here, paint mark, so I know how far to slide this in to line up the bolt to bolt in here rather than keep moving it back and forth. I did the same thing with my hitch. I put a line on it for where the trailer hooks up to the truck. So that hitch has got the mark on it, so it makes it easier for me to put the hitch and the receiver on the truck. And another thing while we're here, this arm that's down now just says pull and then lift, goes up, and then these J brackets slide down this and ratchet into place. So it makes it nice and tight when it's down. Then once it's down, I lock these in place with the lock, which is really nice. To load it, it's just as easy. I'm going to go ahead and push it up the ramp. Make sure my back tire is in the slot back here. Come up, goes in the big pocket. Then it's going to go onto the bridge like that. I'm going to put my pedals up here so it doesn't hit anything. Then I'm going to push it. It's going to cross the bridge and go into the other pocket. So right now, it's in both pockets. I'm going to raise this up so this will hold this in place. The next step is to put this strap in place. So here's where the strap comes and connects over here, and the strap comes up on the opposite side. So I want to get this in the gap right here so the strap comes right through here. I'm going to kind of fudge the tire a little bit like that to line it up. This bigger piece slides back and forth, so you want to get it on here so it's even across this rim. Just like that. Then I'm going to put the strap in place and then lock it down. And do the same thing on the other side. Now that both tires are strapped down, I have this J bracket that's going to lock the bike down. So it slides in here. So this square here goes right across here, and you'll hear it ratchet in place. And that holds it down. And then for transport, I go ahead and I lock this lock. Now that this bike is loaded, I'm going to bring you in and show you something here. You can see how it sits in the pocket. These are adjustable. Here, you just loosen this up and move it in and out. So it's set up so this one adjusts and the other one over there adjusts. So you can set up for different bikes to fit in this. So there's different measurements from here to that front tire. So it'll accommodate different bikes, so you can slide it back and forth. So before you order a bike rack, you want to make sure that the bike will actually fit on it. So it'll you can look it up and see the measurements that this will go slide out, and that one and the measurements of the bikes that it will hold. So it's very important before you order a bike rack to know that it works for your bike. And this bike rack is made for travel trailers. So before I load this bike, it's going to be coming up, and those handlebars could hit on these handlebars. This is a folding bike made by electric. And so I push a button here. I'm going to fold these out of the way so those handlebars won't hit as I'm rolling it up. Cross the bridge. Into the other pocket. Now you can kind of see where the handlebars would have hit on this if they weren't down. So go ahead and put this in place just to hold it down. Put these bars back up. Then I'm going to go ahead and strap this one down. Now that this one is all locked down in place, I'm going to bring you in and show you what this bar is all about. So this bar here, I'll put a link to this in the description below this video, is made for this bike, and it'll fit on other bikes too. But if you get one of these bars, you're going to want to make sure that you check the measurement from here to here before you order it. This, what you do, push this button, fold this up, push this button, fold this up, and then there's a button here you push, and then you can take this off. So when you go to ride the bike, it's off. And the reason you have it is because with this bike is this one, the bar is I'll just call it a man's bike. I don't know what they call them nowadays, but and this is a girl's bike where it's down like this. This bike can be used for both men and women. If I did it again, I probably would go with one that's sloped like this, so it's easier to get in and out instead of having to lift my leg up here, even though it's not bad. So right now, this J bracket locks down on this. If I didn't have this bar, this would try to lock down here, and I'm going to show you something in here why it won't work if you don't have this bar. So going in here, you'll see this distance here is pretty far, and it's actually farther than this distance down to the other base of this J bracket. So if I just tried to slide this down, this bar right here would probably only come to here, and it wouldn't lock it in place. So that's the reason for this bar. So this is a nice thing to have. They don't cost too much, and it's worth it. I tried to do all kinds of setups, hooking these bikes up onto this rack to see if I could get away with not having this, and there wasn't any way. So that's something you might want to consider getting if you're going to need it or not. So some people are going to say, hey, Mike, you've added some weight to the back of your trailer. You're going to take off weight off your hitch. Well, to let you know, I've installed some lithium batteries and some heavy inverter up front and everything, so I've added to my hitch weight, which I checked this at the scales and saw that. So I was able to do this. My hitch down here is capable of holding all this weight here, fine. The bike rack is designed for an RV to be behind an RV. Some aren't. Just so you know, when you're searching for these bike racks, some bike racks aren't designed for an RV. So just to let you know that. Before, we used to haul these in the back of my truck. This bike folds in half, so I'd undo this, pull this out of the way, and it'd fold in half, fold the bars down, and then drop it in a crate. And then we put it in the crate. My wife would grab one side, I'd grab the other, and we'd slide it into the truck. And same with the other bike. They both fold. And so I'd slide them in the truck, and which was nice, but it actually added weight to my truck, which I couldn't have more weight in my truck either because we haul other stuff in it too when we go camping. So it actually worked out real well for us to do it this way. It's easy to load on and off. Right now I can lift these on by myself or have my wife help me. And I like this ramp because my back is still good. Every once in a while it'll go out, but if my back goes out, I have no problem loading it up here this way by myself, or my wife could even do it. So all in all, I like this. So if you, let me go here. If let's say you go to a scale and you say, well, wait, my hitch weight is okay, and if I put weight here, it's going to take weight off my hitch. Then what you can do is move some of your load inside of the trailer towards the front of the trailer to get your hitch weight back. So that's what I have to say about that. Um, all in all, we really like this setup. So now I've taken the ramp and the bridge off. I'll show you how to put this together. Loosen these up. And then I'm going to go ahead, slide this together. And then you can see here, these two holes here, they line up when it's all the way back together. There it isn't. And then here, you can see those tabs there. They just go right in there. I left these loose here while I did this so they would line up. And then I'm just going to tighten those up. And then you can just store this wherever you want, your truck or in your trailer. So very simple to do. It's worth getting this. So the lock we got, it's a Kryptonite Evolution. It's heavy duty, really hard to cut. It looks like it's really tempered. So hopefully you can see here. Let me see the camera. You turn the key and this goes in like that, back and forth. You put that in place, turn the key, and it locks. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on and show you what it looks like when it's on. Here it is around both bikes. I went around the frame here. I'm sure they could cut this bar, no problem. But if they did, they're still going to have a problem struggling to take these bikes away when they're locked together. Take a few people to carry it. Or if they cut the lock, then they can go ahead and take it. But it's a good deterrent for somebody. Really strong lock, and there's a lot of good reviews on it. So I'll make sure I put a link to that in the description below. Now let's go ahead and get this bike cover on. So here's the cover in place. I'll put a picture at the end of this video showing what it looks like at night. This has a reflective tape on it, and you'll see my lights working and everything. So it's got on the bottom, I'll show you down on the bottom, it's got two straps that go across all the way from one side to the next. It has a pull strap that pulls through all the way around. Here you can see it kind of cinched up. And then there's the same thing on the bottom. So this is what it looks like that. So this is pretty good. It doesn't blow off or anything. It's real windy here right now. So it's you can see with the wind, it's not really moving much. So thanks for watching, everybody. Watch the end here. You'll see what it looks like at night. It's pretty cool. And I'll make sure I got a link to where I installed the additional light up here and over there. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave questions in the comments below. Or if you have a bike rack you really like, feel free to share it in the comments below. I'd like to see what you have. I appreciate it. And also, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Feel free to share this video with others that are interested in getting a bike rack. I stand behind this bike rack. I like it a lot. but maybe there's other ones out there that are better. But I really like this one and the ramps that I got to go with it also. So thanks for watching, everybody, and happy camping.